Now, DaBaby almost caught another body. Did you guys hear about this DaBaby story from the other day? A guy trespassed on his private property and DaBaby shot him. With that being said, let's talk about it. Now, DaBaby always seems to be involved in something. The other day, we of course talked about that little kiss incident where he tried to kiss one of his female fans and she wasn't having all of that. That aside, let's talk about what happened earlier this week. So, the other day, a not so smart person decided to trespass on DaBaby's private property in North Carolina. Around 8 p.m. on Wednesday, police responded to a call of a shooting that happened that evening. The shooting happened at DaBaby's property in North Carolina. They eventually arrived at the scene and found a person who had suffered from a gunshot wound. That person eventually got taken to the hospital where they're currently recovering. Now, when this news came out, people were trying to figure out, was it DaBaby who shot the guy or what happened? It's actually been confirmed as of now that DaBaby was in fact the person who pulled the trigger. He was also the person who called 911 after he shot the guy, and there's audio.
He shot him in his leg. Y'all hear him? Get here and get him together.
Sorry, what?
Guy trespassing on my property. Hurry up and get here.
Sir, what did you do?
I shot him in his leg.
Okay. And why did you do that?
He's trespassing on my property, calling me by my name. I don't know what he's here for, what he's here to take, what he's here to do, but he's shot
are
his
you with
leg.
him now?
He's neutralized until you guys get here.
Sir, are you with him now?
He's right here in front of me.
Okay. Is he awake?
Well, on the football field on my property.
Sir, is he awake?
Yes. Do you hear him?
Is he breathing?
Yes, he's shot.
So as you can hear, the man was screaming for his life as DaBaby was calmly telling the police to get over here. Like I said earlier, eventually they took him to the hospital. He's gonna survive, and DaBaby almost, I guess, caught another body. So he did actually respond to this whole incident on IG, and the caption was kind of funny, I can't even lie. This is what he said: "I chose to not take a nigga life the other day, and it felt great. Buddy ain't deserve to go. I step righteously. Heal up and live, my boy. Just don't bring your ass back." Hey man, like he said, don't go back to the man's house unless you're trying to die. This is one of those situations where I agree with DaBaby. Here's the thing, man. You break into someone's private property, there's a risk you might not make it out. If you still think it's a good idea despite that fact, well shit, you might just meet the Grim Reaper after that. DaBaby could have probably killed this guy and I don't think a lot would have happened. He entered his private property and he could have been armed for all we know. He could have been out to get DaBaby, if you know what I mean. So I think he was justified in this situation. A lot of people have been bringing up the whole Walmart incident DaBaby was involved in back in 2018, which left the man dead, and DaBaby was the person who pulled the trigger. The incident happened back in October 2018 inside a Walmart in Huntersville, North Carolina. The police responded to a report of a shooting that happened inside that Walmart. Eventually, when they arrived, they found 19-year-old Jalen Dominic Craig's body inside that Walmart. DaBaby and a couple other people who were at the scene ended up getting detained and questioned by the police. He was initially charged with murder, but the charges eventually got lowered to a misdemeanor, and then after that, the charges ended up getting dropped. Now that happened after the security footage inside that Walmart was reviewed by the police. Eventually, when they reviewed it, they saw that it corroborated his story to the T. So DaBaby did act in self-defense in that situation. During this incident, by the way, he was actually out with his family buying stuff in Walmart, and that's when he got approached by a couple people with guns. Things escalated quickly, a fight eventually broke out, and that led to DaBaby doing what he had to do in order to protect his family, and that's that. This case got dismissed for a reason. If this was a cold-blooded murder that could have been avoided, he would have probably been behind bars as we speak, serving 25 to life. I guess the moral of the story, don't mess with DaBaby, because that man is gonna do what he needs to do, like any man should. It's actually scary when you think about the fact that DaBaby's now had 2 close calls that could have led to him getting seriously injured or even worse, shot and killed. As for the Walmart murder, he was completely blindsided while he was spending time with his family, which led to a quick escalation and someone getting killed by DaBaby. As for this situation, no matter what way you look at it, it was justified. I don't know what in the world this guy thought was gonna happen. I mean, of all people doing this to DaBaby, shit, at that point, you're asking for it. But yeah, DaBaby almost caught another body. One of those situations where I think he was justified. He could have probably killed a man and still came out on the other end fine, but like he himself stated, buddy ain't deserved to go. Any thoughts on this DaBaby story though? Like we covered, an individual decided to trespass on DaBaby's private property and he got shot in the leg. What do you guys think about how this played out? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's discuss about this.